Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sankara. In this video, we are going to discuss a point. Of course, not decided. The matter is posted to 17th of this month. The point is whether Director of Revenue Intelligence Officers, whether Customs Officers, whether they are police officers or not, whether CRPC is applicable to the Customs Act 1962 or not. This is the fundamental question to be decided in Avinash Soni case, an appeal filed by the DRI people. Right? So, after the clear judgment comes, I will make a full video. But anyway, the important point, whether customs officers are police officers or not, is the main question. Very recently, I visited the Police Training College, Ongor, to give a lecture on the proclamation proceedings in the NDPS Act. There I told them, in NDPS Act, definitely this is a special act which is not derogatory to the Indian Penal Code, to the CRPC or to the individual. It is only a supplementary act. Likewise, while dealing with Section 45 of the NDPS Act, if the people of so-called Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, Customs, then three other connected departments are there. If they are designated as officer in charge, they are police officers. The problem is that is Chandra Prakash versus Tufan Singh versus State of Tamil Nadu 2020 case. So in that case, the Supreme Court clearly held that yes, when once you are directed to act as an officer or a police officer under Section 45, you are deemed a police officer, and if any confession is given before you, even under Section 50 of the NDPS Act, it is totally hit by Section 25 of the Indian Evidence Act. That is one point, NDPS Act. So forget about it, coming to our point. So now, whether customs officers or DR officers or police officers or not, because there is similarity, I have given the example of NDPS Act. So before that, let us discuss the facts of the case. తెలియపోతే కష్టం నీకు. సో మన వీరుడు ఆంధ్ర అంటే కంబైన్డ్ స్టేట్ తెలంగాణ అనుకున్నప్పుడు అవినాష్ సోని ఈజ్ ఎ జ్యువెలరీ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరర్. మనోడు ఏం చేశాడంటే నార్మల్లీ హీ గాట్ ఇన్ టు అగ్రిమెంట్ విత్ మెసర్స్ డైమండ్ ఇండియా లిమిటెడ్, మెసర్స్ స్టేట్ ట్రేడింగ్ కార్పొరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, then MMTC, very famous institution. All these, so he entered into agreement with all these organizations. What for? To get the pure gold or bullion advance procurement method. Pros under the scheme of advance procurement scheme. That means they will give him the gold in advance. What he has to do? As per the agreement, he has to prepare the jewelry and start exporting them within, I think, 180 days or period like that. But what he has done? He has diverted the same to the domestic market for his unlawful gain. యాక్చువల్గా అతను జ్యువెలరీ చేసి మనం ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ చేయాలి, ఏమీ చేయాలి, శుభ్రంగా అమ్ముకున్నాడు. అండ్ హీ హాజ్ ప్రిపేర్డ్ ఆర్ ఫ్యాబ్రికేటెడ్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్, వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చాం ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ అని రకరకాల అన్ని దొంగ రికార్డు. సో ఇది మనకి సహజమే కదా తయారు చేసి, ఇట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడూ ఉంటుంటారు. సో నౌ ది DRI పీపుల్ ఆర్ కస్టమ్స్ పీపుల్, దే హ్యావ్ అరెస్టెడ్ హిమ్. అవినాష్ సోని, he was arrested. Then they wanted his custodial interrogation, 167 CRPC. They wanted his custodial interrogation. So they filed a memo before the concerned court. But the court negated. Ultimately, they approached the Honorable High Court of Telangana, where Justice Chillakuru Sumalata, she clearly stated that even according to Section 108, only the gazetted officer of the Customs Department, he has got the power to issue summons to give evidence or to so-called produce some document. That means it does not vest the powers of police on the customs officers. So customs officers are not equal to police officers. So Just like custodial interrogation filed by police will be allowed, here this cannot be allowed. So, aggrieved by the order of the Honorable High Court of Telangana, now they approached the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court has to decide whether the customs officers are DR officers, they are police officers or not. So, this is the point before the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra, they are set to decide the point because now the appeal has come. So, as far as, please remember, 108, so they say that so the issues are, the court has framed beautiful issues. That's also better to know. Chala time in this. Number 1, whether DR officers or police officers according to Section 28 of the Customs Act. Whether summons 108 CRP, 108 of the Customs Act can be said without jurisdiction because already High Court of Telangana stated like this. Can customs officers register case under 133 to 135 of the Customs Act? Whether the provisions of 154 to 157, that is the registration of the FIR in CRPC, and 173 filing of charge sheet, so apply to customs officers or not. Whether registration of FIR can be done by the customs officers are very beautiful important points. So let us hope. Let us see whether Supreme Court will allow the customs officer to act as police officers, whether all these things let us discuss after the court gives a clarity or reference. So then I will come back to you once again. Why I have made this video is these 4 issues are more important. So please remember, police officer is a separate entity who is endowed, who is bestowed with the investigation powers. Sometimes customs officer may become police officers if the court permits, but normally customs officer cannot become a police officer. So even though the advantage is, suppose if the customs officer is not a police officer, the confession given before him will become relevant. If he is deemed to be a police officer, it becomes irrelevant. So many points are there. So let us wait for the Honorable Supreme Court judgment and then I'll come back to you and make another video. With this, I am concluding. Thank you very much.